I've been trying to kind of figure out how to make this video, and I think this might be the only way to kind of prove it in a sense. So, what I am going to kind of go over is what the big question, or not go over, but kind of answers what fruit should I be using, and will it be beneficial in certain ways? So, what I'm gonna use is I'm gonna use an E rank goblin. That's gonna be max level, so that if he kills something on like a different item, or not a different item, but a different mob, he won't be able to increase his damage because that would just completely ruin the test. So, or kind of not ruin the test, but ruin the example. So what I'm gonna do is unequip all, which is gonna drop me down. And if people are gonna ask, well, what about your swords? I already took off. The only one I have on is the nail. And on top of that, I am going to make sure I have my Broken Sky off because it gives skill damage. And for the most part, I'm going to take this car off, mostly because, I mean, granted, it's not going to help me in the sense, but I don't want any modifiers in a sense. I want the least amount of modifiers as possible. So what I am going to end up doing, I don't know if should I take the headdress off? I probably shouldn't. So, right now, if I can figure out the tab for it, I'm going to unequip all on my jack, my winner, my moon fruit, my fiery blood. Skip through till I get to the second part of the testing because I ended up messing up the first time. So there's going to be me doing it the first time and me doing it the second time, fine the second time. But with these two, now my damage, of course, my damage is usually normally like in the or in the E45s, but I'm trying to run this as a simulation. So what I am going to do is I'm going to, of course, have this one still equipped. I got no gems on, so it's not gonna change any difference, I should say, and my buffer will be the jackfruit. So I'm gonna go to world. I'm not expecting to get kills, to be fair. I am only trying to see the numbers. Let me turn off my auto skill. I really hope he doesn't really kill this guy because I kind of want to see the damage. I'm just kind of all over the place. Hang on. And this is with, right now, I'm running Winter Bloom and Jack. Right now, I'm just looking 2.6 is what I saw, and I think I saw 2.2 because it's not, there's no equipment on it, there's no nothing on it. I didn't put any equipment on it, I just want to be base stats. And 227. 227. Well, Bill with a crit. With a crit of, I think it was 580. I think it was 550. I'll double check. Oh, there's a whole bunch of different crits, but our big one right now is seeming to be the 2.6. I'll wait for one more cycle. And remember, my damage here is, or my power limiter right now is 14.3. And 58.3 bill. I'm just going to list all the numbers down that I see coming from this guy. I think there's still one more I'm missing. I think there's still one more. I think there's a 500 bill somewhere. I think there's a 500 bill. But this is with a display power of 14.3 mil. So, great. I'll throw it up on screen somewhere so it could stay here, and I'll put all the stats of each one. So that's with winner and jack. Now, if I was to jump down to moon, have this one as buffered. Granted, of course, like I said, all the ones I'm going to go through, except for Easter. I probably honestly should. Wow, okay, there was a lot less crits in that one. So, crit is a 4-4B. At least what I saw. So a 2.6 trill is what I saw. I'll wait till next cycle. A 227. A 227 bill. As well as I saw a 58.3 bill. And now I'm going to see if there's any other numbers other than these four. 566.9. 566.9 bill. With also, so, and then power display showing 14.3 mil as well, and you can see that by like right here. So that's my power display. So that's my power display, and of course I'll have that on another part of the screen so we can take notes. The next thing that we have is, now that we got these two, of course a lot of people are going to be running this, but is it going to be, would this, I just ran, oh, I have moon running right now. If I was to buffer this, because my damage right here goes up, or the display meter goes up, I should say. I should warn it. And granted, I still have Winter Bloom on. So, I see 277 bill. I'll wait for next cycle so I can see if there's any more numbers. Well, I can't say that. There is more numbers. Interesting. Why is it not? I think I messed up, actually. Hang on. Maybe I gotta throw at least some gems on this, because it... I might have to throw like 1 or 2 gems on in order to get a difference. So what I'll do I have any 10 gems? Yeah, yes I do. I'll throw on like 2 10 gems, and I'll just do damage on each one. The same thing with skills. Do I have skill gems? Do I seriously have skill gems? But I did. Oh yeah, there we go. I'll throw 2 skill gems on each. I think that's more than fair. Easter. Yeah, because I think I fairly pretty much did this completely wrong because what it's gonna end up doing is it's not gonna give a base stat compared to differences. It's all gonna be the same because there's no boosters boosting this damage here. So I'm going to increase this one too. So all the ones I want to test is that, and then these two I don't plan to test. Okay. So I am going to retest the Winter Bloom with the Jack. Let's see if there's 1.2, 15.6, so 1.2 drill 15.6 drill. I'm not gonna worry about, I don't think I should worry about the red numbers. I'm only gonna worry about the yellow. Let me see. Okay, so it's 1.6, my bad. I messed up on that one. Granted, of course, this would probably be more crits too. So, like, these numbers would be happening a lot often if I had these fully set up. Okay, 50.7 trill. 15.7 trill. I'm gonna move on to the next guy. There we go. Oh my god, he's gonna take forever. 1.6, 15.7. Okay. So that's with the Winter Bloom and Jackfruit. So that's with that. Winter Bloom and Jack. Now if I was to do Winter Bloom and Moon, I only do the 2 yellow numbers. One point 15.7. 1.6, 15.7. Alright. And this is with Winter Bloom. So pretty much. Oh, and Moon. So there's those 2. Now what I want to do is this one and Fiery. And of course these are with the both scale at 19 mil. So they both scale at 19 mil with display damage. I just want to know and make sure that I'm not tripping. .5, 14.9. So there's 1.5 T and 14.9 T. Now I'll wait for this again. And as far as I know, it's Winter Bloom. I'm not going to count off yet. 1.5. Okay, I'll give it one more cycle, see if I can't see if that 14 goes any higher. And fire. Fiery? I think it's fiery. I want to double check. Yeah, fiery. Don't worry about it, I can't spell. Alright, let me see. Nope, 14.9. So with a display. Display of 232.5 mil. So that's the display amount, and you can check here. Now, if I was to do, moon, and I think a lot of people are running Easter, so I'm gonna do the same thing with Easter. I'm gonna unequip all, and I'm gonna socket only 2 gems. Nope. Get rid of those 2. And buffer. So my damage is this. Unless they fixed it, which I don't know if they did or not. Are you scaling? Wait, you're now scaling all attack? Since when did you scale all attack? Right? When did you do... When did this start scaling all attack? I don't know, but I will test it with Winter Bloom too. But for right now, I'm doing Fiery Blood and Easter, which puts me at 38.3 mil. So, I might have to wait for the next cycle, even though I know you guys probably saw the numbers. But I'm fairly certain I saw a 200 bill and a 1 point something bill, or a 1 point something trill. I just gotta wait till this pops again. So a 204 bill, 204.8 bill. Oh no, no, that was a smack crit. And a 1 point nitro. And that's with Easter, if I can spell, Easter and Fiery. Wow, I can't spell. And that's with Easter and Fiery with a display of 38.3 mil. So that's with 38.3 mil. Now, what I am wondering, I don't know what other people usually road run, but I think most people would either choose between like Fiery Blood and Winter, because of course it offers the biggest boost. But I'm wondering if they finally fix this. 19.6. So I'm running. What am I running? Oh, no. Boom. I have that buffered. Okay, so I got Easter. I'm gonna actually equip you and buffer you. Oh, excuse me? Did they fix that? Why is all damage? What is going on with this one? All skill damage. Where's this all damage coming from? Hang on. I think I might have found something on accident. 3.1. Wow. 3.1 T and 30. I think it was 30.2 T. 30 point. I'm gonna put spaces between these so it makes it look a little bit apart. I know it's 30 point something. Well, you're not gonna give me a 30 crit. Well, I know it's 30 point something T. And that was with Winter, Bloom, and Easter. With a display power of 19 mil. So as far as I can see for right now, Winter Bloom and Easter are actually probably the most viable one right now. Which is odd because when I was testing it before, it didn't seem like it was working. Maybe they fixed it and didn't kind of announce it? That's very odd. Okay, so it seems like for right now, Winter Bloom and Easter are probably the more viable runners. Even though, of course, granted, yeah, of course, you want, to be honest, I could care less what this power meter says here. All this basically means is that if I was to have my unit. Actually, I'm just going to kill this guy. I say that, but I can't. I don't think I can with nothing on. I just don't want him attacking. That's the only difference. And I want to make it easier. Equip. Smack. Crap. Now I'm going to equip. And what I am going to do is actually unequip him so that there is no unit there. And all that fiery blood does, I'm going to equip this and buffer this one. So it should be up to 2. Oh, yeah, no, that's right, because I don't have my unit on. But if I was to have, like I said, if I was to have that one on and this one on, my damage is, my display damage, or not display damage, but my power damage is at 715, which is actually lower, but it's fine because all we care about is unit damage. The main thing that we're aiming for is unit damage. This could care. This only scales off player. What I mean by that is if I was to equip this, my M1s are now more. So if I start attacking this dude, I can crit for 83.3 bill. Or no, 300 bill there. Basically, let's say 400 bill. But if I was to switch off to, let's say, Easter, now I'm only doing a crit of 66. And my damage is lower. That's all this thing is here. It's testing your, it's basically this. And your power goes up based on your units that you have. Because you will have, like, it's the all attack, or you have the attack here. So it's all this basically states is that if you're running like this one, and I'm not gonna put on the swordsman. I think no, not swordsman. There's another one. I can't remember which other one it is, but all it's doing is basically increasing how much you can do per click, and I think per ability. I would assume it'd be per ability too. So that's high numbers. I'm gonna throw equip on for that one. Should drop me down. Yeah, I think the highest here is 300 bill, and with this with the fiery blood it was 700. So all it does is literally increases your M1s and your skills. So I'm really hoping this helps people that you should be aiming for this one. And apparently aim for Easter, because apparently it's really good. I did not know that got reworked. But I would have to do a little bit more testing with my. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and put everything back on. Equip best. That is not my best sword. How dare you? Um, I am going to throw. You know what? I'm going to throw my main damage on, because I do want to test it with my main team. That is not my best dude. Am I tripping? And then I gotta go through and change out all these. Alright. So for Easter, actually no, for Winter Bloom first. I'm doing Winter Bloom first. Let me go ahead and equip all my gems. Interesting. It's a lot lower. Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it's like 200 lower, or not even that, because I think it was like 220 something. So I'm not that much lower. But why do I have a feeling that's lower? Why is that lower? You know why it's lower? I just found out because when you have this one buffered, it includes into one. Weird. So why does it only having? Why does that only affect that? That's so. My question is, if both of these are buffered, just with only, oh, well, that's full stacked, but that's 7k extra damage. Or no, it's not. Yeah, it is. It's like 7.2k percent. And on top of that, I got this random ult damage here, which I don't know what that is for. Hmm. What I will do. Oh, oh, oh. First, you. I'll just put these ones on first. Make my life easier. Okay, and then the skill gems. 22, 22, 22, 20, 20. Why did I get pinged? Oh. Sorry about that. I was in a Discord call with people. He's messaging me back. So yeah, that one's set. Now I'm gonna set this one up. Granted, I still need better gems, but that's a whole nother story in itself. And the people are gonna ask what gems I use. Of course, I use the damage. I use skill, and the other gems I use is divine strike. That's the other gems I use. If anybody had any questions on what actual gem I've used. And now for these ones. And then what I'll end up doing is unequipping all these gems and swapping it with jackfruit. Just to see. That one's set up. That one's set up. Okay. So this one's equipped. That one's buffered. Okay. So I have that on. I have that equipped. I have that set up. I have that on. I'm not going to pop booster because I want this to be straight damage. So let me go ahead and attack you. So I am basically looking. I kind of want to stagger that Gohan though. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stagger them compared to the group. Main reason is because I don't want the damage to get blocked by just random other stuff. So 1 point something E69, 1.5 E69. I think. .5 E69. So 1.5 E69 with Easter and Winter. And of course, that's with no boosters and anything. But that's per tick. That's the thing, though. So, is there a boss? Of course not. There is no boss in here. God dang it. Time when I need a boss, there isn't one. Okay. So, I'm going to unequip all of that one. Get. Nope, 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 nope. So, I'm going to go ahead and equip all of the damage gems onto this one. This one and Moon were pretty much like neck and neck with damage. So it's not that much of an issue of which one you plan to choose to run if you don't, of course, don't have certain fruits. This one, this one. And of course, if I'm running gold or running for gold, I'll interchange these rainbow gems out for the gold ones. Or for the gold gems, which are green. And what I'm gonna do is just make sure it actually swapped as I'll go in and out from here. I'll jump a world or something just to clear it. Ah, so I'm gonna go jump to 19 just so it's activated. The way to tell it's activated is if I hit something. Go to this guy because this guy's the easiest one to see. And of course, what I'm going to do again is unequip, equip, just to stagger them. Okay. So I just want to see this guy's damage. I saw 1.E69. I do need to try and see if I can't see it again. Yeah, 1.E69. That's with Winter and Jack. Interesting. Okay, so Winter and Easter are probably the most viable fruit right now. I would not have thought of that. Okay, well, that's actually educational for me because I did not know that was the case. So what I'm actually going to end up doing is going to the jackfruit on equip all, going back to the Easter, and equipping my best gems on Easter. Easter is now my second best one. That give me a 17, 14. I'm going to put on these new gems. Was there 19 in that one? I didn't see. No. And unequip all these. Well, that's actually very educational. So the best fruits right now to run for damage is actually, I don't know why these are disappeared for some reason. But the best fruits to run right now is Winter and the Easter. Which is actually very interesting. I would have never, to be fair, I would never have thought of that. Why do I have a feeling? Why do I have more 14s? I'm probably gonna be using this one a lot more than anything. So I'll just go ahead and equip my damage gems onto this one too. But yeah, no, that's all for this one. So the main ones you want to run fruit wise would be the Easter and Winter Bloom, which is nice. And of course, if you want to, I would honestly say if you want to keep running damage, Winter Bloom on your main equip, because anytime you go to get gold, it's better to keep the Winter Bloom on because it does the most damage for all attack. And just swap in between Moon and Jack if you're a Rising or need gold. To be fair, I wouldn't even use Ice Knight or what was the other one? Ice Knight or Swordsman. Unless these are the only ones you have currently, then yeah, use them. But it's not a giant increase compared to what a Jack and Moon give. And plus, if you switch to Moon for a Rising and Ice Knight for a Rising, you're gonna lose out a lot of damage, so it's gonna take even longer for you just to turn around to Horizon. So your best bet is just hanging on, making this one main equip, and then whatever you're planning to do. If you plan to get gold, switch buffer this one. Plan to get a rise luck, switch to the moon. Or if you don't have the winter yet, I would see if you can't get the Easter one. The Easter one seems to be a pretty much a good jump and boost for heroes. And when I mean heroes, I mean your actual like characters here. But that is all for this one, and I hope this was informational or inf- informal or not informal, informative. That's the word. It's one of the infos. I'm hoping it's informative in terms of figuring out what the main damage one to use would be and whatnot. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one.